Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way by Foreplay on AO3. Episode 94, Chapter 94 of Housing and a Growing of the Team. Izuku's in pain. Unfortunately, it's something he's been used to for a while. His left thigh is throbbing, and there's a sharp pain in his back that makes him regret running so hard. It's not enough to be debilitating. Izuku's been dealing with this chronic pain for a while now, and this is nothing compared to what he's experienced before. It's only gotten super bad a couple of times, just enough for him to learn the warning signs, and then he usually is able to avoid the worst of the pain. Sometimes he doesn't catch it, or his methods don't work, and he gets a really bad day. Thankfully, it doesn't happen very often. His pain right now is mild, with a very low chance of becoming a bad day. That doesn't mean that his dads don't notice him limp. He forces Izuku to sit on one of the available seats after the couch was destroyed, and the look he gives Night-Eye is enough to keep the hero quiet. So Izuku sits there, relieving in the lack of pressure in his body from standing, while Mirako-senpai calms Eri down. It doesn't take long for her crying to stop. It's probably something she's used to, given who her guardian was. They'd have to wait a bit longer, enough time for a sidekick to be summoned to take her to another room, before Sir Night-Eye tells him how he got away from Overhaul. He was more focused on going after Eri than fighting me. He was not being as aggressive as I expected. Do you think he was taking it easy on you, sir? Izuku's careful to not interrupt, waiting until there was a lull in the story to speak. Unfortunately, yes. I've seen the results of his handiwork. That was not that. How did you manage to get away and avoid being followed? Toshi speaks up for the first time since they run into him in the alley. Night-Eye had been reluctant to let him stay in the room, but his dad had told the other hero of Hitoshi's internship, and that had somewhat convinced the man. It helps that Night-Eye needs his dad right now, and Toshi happens to be a part of the current package deal. I was All Might's sidekick, so I know a fair amount of fighting. Overhaul seemed keen on not displaying his full power of quirk to me, or the general public. I know the area like the back of my hand, so it was easy to work escaping him and finding Janus. What did you see when you touched her? You aren't the type of hero to just grab some random children, so obviously your quirk told you something. Dad looks at him, a proud look in his eyes. That's true. It must have been something awful for you to go alter the future. Sir Night-Eye frowns at his dad's comment. But I didn't. Didn't what, sir? Mirio-senpai asks, what they're all wondering. I didn't alter the future. My quirk showed me, Janus, running with Eri, so I had to make it happen. I can't go against what my quirk shows me. That actually explains a lot. Izuku can't see the hero going against foresight. While Night-Eye isn't dependent on his quirk, he works under the assumption that the future cannot be changed. Whatever his quirk says, goes, and his quirk told him to get Eri out. How much of this will affect your investigation? That I'm not sure of. I'll have to talk to the girl, and depending on what she tells us, it may speed things up. We have enough evidence to get the Shia Hasaikai. It's just a matter of getting into their secret base and catching them by surprise. Izuku knew all of this already. He joined the agency pretty late into the investigation. Sure, he's been able to piece a few things together for them, but the majority of the work had already been done. Now, on to a different matter. We can't keep Eri here. Izuku isn't too surprised. He'd already assumed that she wouldn't be safe here. Why not, Night-Eye? Toshi had not made the same assumption. Overhaul knows who Night-Eye is. He's a powerful villain, so he could probably break into the agency to get her back. Izuku answers for the hero. That's correct. I do have somewhere in mind. Care to guess, Janus? He's pretty sure he knows the answer to this one too. UA? We've got a lot of heroes running security, plus there's extra space in the hero dorms, where she could never be left alone. Right again. We'll just need to talk it over with Principal Nezu, then... His dad's phone interrupts Night-Eye, and he glares at his dad while he answers it. His dad provides all of 3 words to the conversation, but Izuku is pretty sure who's doing all of the talking on the other end. It's all cleared with Nezu. He's sending a car and he'll have everything set up by the time we return. If Night Eye's surprised, he doesn't show it. Alright, if that's all then, I have a request, Night Eye. What is it, Eraserhead? Izuku can tell that Night Eye is running low on his patience. I want in on the raid. Why is that? My son will clearly be involved, and if my information is correct, then a few more of my students will be there as well. They're only first years, so I like to keep an eye on them. That sounds reasonable enough. I'm assuming you want your intern in on as well. His dad nods in agreement, before speaking up again. I have one more student I like involved as well. He doesn't have a hero's work study yet, and I'm hoping he'll be able to find a suitable hero during the raid. Oh? And who might this be? Bakugou Katsuki. Izuku jerks a little in surprise. He's fully aware that Kachan doesn't have a work study yet, but a lot of their class doesn't. Those that do were lucky to have connections. He has no clue why his dad is pushing to have Kachan involved. The last time he checked, his dad wasn't particularly fond of the blonde. I'll accept it, but you're in charge of the extra student. The other ones who have their bosses to keep an eye on them. Sir is quick to agree. He probably wanted Izuku's dad in on the raid in the first place. Erasure would be super helpful while subduing the gang. They still don't know what some of the quirks are, so it'll be good to not have to worry about that. Accepting 2 extra students is probably nothing to Night Eye. Wait, who else is joining the raid? Considering their run-in with the drug, Izuku has to assume that Thackum's agency will be there. So that's Kirishima, but who else? Thackum is. So that means Sun Eater and Red Riot. Dragoon hero Reiko has also joined the team. So Nijiri-chan and Frappy and Urabity may also be joining. There are also other pros involved, but none of them have work hero students. Izuku nods. He's glad it's not a huge group of classmates. He's already worried enough with the small amount of them that will be there. Even though they're with pro heroes, things can go wrong. The car should be here by now, so we should head out. Lemillion, are you catching a ride with us? Miura-senpai flashes a bright smile before bowing to his dad. Of course, Eraserhead, thank you. Izuku tries to hide his wince when he stands, but judging by the frown in his dad's face, he doesn't succeed. Oh well, it's better that he knows that Izuku's injuries are acting up. Then he could help him, and he doesn't have to hide anything from his dad. Dad sticks close to him, on the walk to the car. They pick Eri up on the way, and she hesitantly holds Mirio-senpai's sleeve as they walk. She's probably only does that much better because his dad is still there, ready to use his quirk. Izuku settles in the car, squished between his dad and his boyfriend. He's relieved to be off his feet again, and despite the early hour, glad to be heading back home. Alright, so not outrightly under, Aizawa's care, but after the whole thing happens, she's gonna have to be under the care of someone, right? Forcefully, right? So, joining the Aizawa Yamada family? Yes? No? Okay, so chapter 95 is of opinions and a meeting. The raid meeting is held, so I'm guessing this is just gonna be about the raid meeting. We're gonna find out about the raid meeting and stuff like that. Hey, welcome back. I have no warnings for this chapter, other than Katsuki's potty mouth, lol. Things are heated up. The raid is almost here. Enjoy. Heart. So, I'm scared about what's gonna happen to the raid. I'm scared. I am very much scared. I'm shivering me timbers. Me timbers be shivering. Alright. This is a long one. The series, obviously, we're at chapter 94, and, well, actually, let me do some math. Look at me, I'm doing math. 127 minus, we are chapter 94, which means we have 33 chapters left. We have a month left. No, we're good. I'm over here thinking we probably have 2 weeks. No, we got a whole month left. We have a month left, and that's if all the chapters continue to be as short as they have been, which I think they're gonna continue to be as short as they have been. I don't think it's gonna pass this length. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So, I'm happy, I'm excited, and who's excited? Who's happy? I am. I'm excited and I'm happy. So, not much else to say. So, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.